you didn't got your light on, yeah.
Sorry, what?
All right, we are live and kicking. Hopefully Sean is going to join me from wherever he is. Oh, Bucky, Justine, how are we? I'm just waiting for Sean. Is Sean going to come? Is Sean going to come? If not, I'm without Sean, which... he is coming. Damn. All right, he's on his way. Did I accept him? Hey! Sorry, mate. I was literally just getting ready for a better show to be without you. I was like, right, he's not coming. I've got this.
It's all right.
What colour jumper are you rocking? Green. Green with a collar, though.
Yeah, I know. Like that?
No.
Feeling very, very preppy today.
No, it's not a thing, yeah. It's not a thing. What's been going on? How's lockdown, Sean?
Pretty good. Life in the car is pretty tough, but you know, we've got a good view of the steel fence and the bush. And, you know, I can see the gym. I just can't go in it. But, yeah. It's going.
Yeah. You wait for me to leave and then you can come in. So, let's crack in. Let's crack on. I'll start, actually. Posted it yesterday. Where's my phone? Oh, I'm on my phone. Right. The post I did yesterday was quite interesting about weight fluctuations. You'd know from dealing with clients too, like just to make them understand their weight fluctuations and to not go crazy about every up and down that they have. And over time, they start to realize that weight fluctuations are extremely normal. We had the majority of people, like my record, I don't know what your record is, it's within 24 hours, I've had my weight go up or down by 4.2 kilos. That was a heavy day on the beers, plus Nando's and all the other stuff. My mate Tom, 8.2. The majority, I would say, is around 2.5 kilos they've seen in a day.
Yeah, I think mine's probably, close to 3. I think normally it's after...
Those are rookie numbers, mate.
Hey?
Well, they've got to pump those numbers up.
Yeah, like after a hangover, like I don't eat the next day. I can like only have Powerade, so like come Monday, I'm like super depleted. But then like by Monday night, game train. It's all back.
But it's important to know, isn't it, that your weight does fluctuate, and there's so many things that can make you fluctuate. Like so many things, like glycogen, bonding to water, sodium, salt, the humidity, your sleep, your cortisol levels. Like so many things affect your weight that we've got to be somewhat naive to believe our weight is going to be the same day after day.
Yeah, and if whether you're trying to like, especially if you're trying to like lose fat or lose weight, if you are purely relying on the scale as your only indicator of progress, you are going to have so many up and down days, and you're going to question everything you're doing all the time if you rely on just the scale as your only unit of measurement. Yeah,
which is interesting because we just did a podcast with Sky all about body image, body positivity, and how to improve it, and this was one of the things that she spoke about.
Yes, that Sky, like, she puts it across so. For someone with such a big personality, she speaks really eloquently about it from sort of her lived experiences with it, having previously competed in the bodybuilding world, and now only working with female clients who day-to-day issue that she deals with all the time, and shared some really good insights on it. So get around it. Come out on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, Tuesday. I think I spoke to a lot of my members here about it, and got them to think about stuff that we wanted to speak about. And I think body image is something that affects every single one of us, including ourselves. We're gym owners. I know I still have body image issues days as well. But again, I think what she spoke about as well, it's not the fact that you're never going to have them days, is the fact that you can have maybe a bad body image day or even a moment, but then get past that moment to go, hey, it's fine. Like, let's just crack on. Like, it doesn't define who I am in any way, shape or form.
No, and I think like a big overarching topic of the whole podcast was just the language. Trying to cultivate a bit of a around how that, how we talk to ourselves and catching ourselves. And it's not like a quick fix solution, but if you can become aware of something, it's impossible to become unaware of it again. And if once that awareness, you can develop that, like you can catch yourself when you potentially use these triggering words or you are in triggering situations, and then look to rectify that for future.
And the weight thing was always a little bit interesting too. I have a lot of clients that I make weigh in every single day, some every 3 days. Some of them will never ever weigh in because their relationship with the scale just isn't good. And I would like it to get to a place that is a lot more positive, but at the same time, realistically after that, what does it matter as long as your other subjective stress is less, training better, sleeping well, clothes are fitting better? Like, how much does it actually mean?
Yeah, bugger all in the scheme of things. Like, you can still achieve amazing things with touch the scales. You can get all the same results. Like, yeah, live a way better without relying on it so much.
Yeah, what's Patrice? It helps so much going right back to our childhood and remembering what conversations were happening in the home and letting go of old stories. Yeah, we spoke about this a lot. We spoke about what we should do if you're in these situations as an adult and someone is speaking about body image, about themselves or about yourselves, and what to do to actually cut them off or how to react. And then obviously we did a podcast with Jeff Ash last week about childhood and the environment and how important you growing up as a parent now or as a role model, your language around food is so important for our youth. Like, we really can't comprehend it, and we only start to comprehend it now we're older and we understand, and we're like, fuck, how I grew up maybe wasn't ideal, or this is what I'm now going to do differently.
Yeah, absolutely. I think going from Jeff's podcast into this one is like a perfect sort of 2 week sort of one conversation sort of leads really next.
Yeah, no, I agree. Have you done anything remotely interesting on your Instagram this week?
I've posted every day. I can't remember what I posted about.
There's a nice picture of you deadlifting.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know what I spoke about. I think yesterday I was speaking to one of my clients, and obviously lockdown's so a spanner in the works for a lot of people. And he won't mind me saying that, she's probably 12 weeks postpartum, like just as a young kid, just started getting back into the gym. It's something that she's really looked forward to, but then obviously shut that down again. And then one thing we always speak about is, if you can't make it better, how do you make it a little less worse? So rather than like hanging on to the big negatives, like, oh, I can't do any trainings. Well, you can do something. Like, what are you going to do? And I think just accepting that, whilst it's not the ideal scenario, you can always do something, and that carries over to anything you do. There's always something, like, may not be the best scenario that you hope for, but there's always something you can do a little bit better.
I really like that. If you what say it again.
Oh fuck.
If you can't make it better, try making it a little bit less worse.
Yeah,
I think it's good. Kate just mentioning like how to get people motivated through lockdown. I think it's an extremely difficult thing to do, and I think people are feeling their emotions and they're allowed to feel however they want. But I think it's just allowing your logical brain, your emotional brain to just work together at this point and just understand how you feel post exercise or post going for a walk or getting out and going to the sun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we have to make them work together, because at times, like, I don't want to go for a run. I'm in lockdown. I don't want to do anything. This is shit. I don't want to do a Zoom class. And it's like, we get that. I totally get that. But just by turning up, that could be the game changer. That could be the action that you needed, or the step you made to actually, find a little bit of motivation again.
Yeah, 100%. Like, everyone sort of is hoping this lockdown is short-lived, but I think we'd be very believe that it cannot, like, the likely scenario of it being extended for a longer period of time is extremely high. And then it just comes, like, if you don't train for the whole period of lockdown, you really sort of, especially if you value being a fit and healthy person, you sort of let yourself down in a sense, because if you value your health, you value your fitness, you value your mental clarity, then, sharing those values go hand in hand with exercise in some form. You're taking care of that. And just because the physical location is essentially taken away from you doesn't mean you can't exercise or can't jump into these group classes. Again, there's always something you can do. And I think that becomes incredibly important when, like, the gyms get taken away. You value health, you value fitness. They can't take those values away. They should always try to find a way to pursue with that. And yeah, like, if you want to have a lighter week, that's fine. But if 2 really light weeks lead to 3, lead to 4, then yeah, you need to get used to the new normal for a little bit. And it's not great. It's not what we want, but you know, we got to make the best of it. There's always
Yeah.
opportunity negative.
And just because you're not in the gym, it doesn't mean that you need to get weaker. It doesn't mean that you need to get weaker. Do you know what I mean? There's so much we can do in our training sessions to maintain strength. And people worry so much about being out of the gym for a couple of weeks. And we're no different. It's like, oh, I'm going to lose all my muscle mass. Like, that's not how things happen. You know what I mean? I'm going to gain loads of fat. That's not how things happen. It's extremely difficult to lose muscle mass. It really is. And even if you do lose any muscle mass, the muscle memory is a real thing. And it comes back like, you know, like this.
Yeah. You know, I caught myself on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, where I was hanging out for the morning announcement of like the case numbers, and it came out, and it was like worse than the day before. And I just remember thinking, like, it negatively affected me. I was like, fuck, this really sucks. But it's just trying to catch yourselves in the moment of being like, that doesn't serve me. You know, if not being able to train in the gym or doing whatever is, you know, puts you in a negative mindset, you got to catch yourself and just remember, like, there's lots of other little things you can do to make yourself feel good. I know for me, like, if I train first thing in the morning or as early as I can, that sets my day for success. So I know that's an integral part of my day. So I've set myself my little like power list goals that, you know, if I tick my like 5 little action items in the morning, then I know for the rest of the day I've set myself up for success no matter what sort of comes my way. Whereas if I skip all those little items, then I just know within myself I don't feel as good.
And I think that's another good point. It's like the habits. You know, you say you like training in the middle of the day. And again, a lot of people want to train with lockdown, but I think if they want to be successful with a training schedule through lockdown, they have to still put a time on things. Like, this is when I'm going to train. I'm going to train at midday. I'm going to train at 5 p.m. I'm going to go here, or I'm going to do it with these people. You know, even if it's online. If we just say, hey, I'm going to exercise at some points there, there's a high likelihood that that's not going to get done.
Yeah, it's Parkinson's law, isn't it? The amount of time given to a task is the amount of time it takes for a task to be completed. Because your current routine has been sort of taken away, for lack of a better term, doesn't mean you can't make new routines. And it just might mean you have to have a conversation with your partner, being like, hey, just for this next 30, 40 minutes, can I have this time to myself just to exercise? And you quite often find that's never going to be an issue. And you have the conversations to come up with sort of, you know, you have your time here, I'll have my time here, and then we'll deal with the rest of it. And just from doing that, from having that making a little time for yourself, it's going to make every little task that little bit easier.
Boom. Nice. I like it. Well, mate, I hope you are keeping well during lockdown. Obviously, we are speaking every moment of every day. Anyway, we still got a business to run. We still got people to help. Nothing changes on our end. We just don't have a physical gym that people can come into. But again, from our mentality, yeah, nothing's changed. We just work harder now.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Peace, mate. Well, have a lovely weekend, and I'll speak to you soon.
See you soon.
See you, mate.